And welcome back to the channel, everyone. Here today, yes, we will be in Madden 23 on the PC, doing our first 5-year rebuild, and today we shall be doing the Jacksonville Jaguars. Please leave a like, comment down below what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe, and let me know down below on who should I rebuild next. First of all, this is a team that desperately needs a rebuild, and I think the Jags are definitely going to be a fun 5-year sim team to rebuild. We'll go through all 5 years throughout this episode, and I'm excited to start this new series. This is going to be a fun series, I hope, throughout the whole lifespan of Madden 23. But let's go check out this roster. Now, I'm not going to go through every single player, but I'll go through the big ones, the players that I definitely am very excited about. Now, Trevor Lawrence here, of course, has to be the main highlight here. You know, we have a franchise quarterback, or we hope so, with superstar development. He has very good ratings. I'm not going to be playing any of these games, but he has very good ratings, and he should develop nicely over the last 5 years. And I'm hoping that Lawrence can be our guy for these 5 years. Of course, the Jags went out there and brought in Christian Kirk to a massive contract. I don't really agree with it, but hey, he's a solid slot wide receiver. Who knows? He might be something worth valuable. Who knows? But overall, this team needs an offensive line boost. They need, I think, some more playmakers. You know, they have Evan Ingram, who's okay at tight end, I guess. But they have Travis Etienne. We'll see if we can develop him. And then you throw it on the defensive side of the ball. You know, of course, the player that we can't forget about is Trayvon Walker here. The first overall draft pick in this past draft class. Very excited to see how he will develop. And, you know, I don't really know just yet if I want him at defensive or at the outside linebacker spot, or maybe I put him on the D line just to try to get some other snaps for other playmakers. But overall, this whole team needs a rebuild. We need some defensive line help, some safety help. So overall, who knows? I'm not going to be going through game by game. I'm going to basically now sim until the mid-season, and then we'll see where our team is. And so far, halfway through the season, I can't believe I'm saying this, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 7-0. Now, some of you might be wondering what's really the goal of this series. It's, yes, to win a Super Bowl and maybe to win multiple Super Bowls. And we're already 7-0. And I did not expect this at all. It's looking like a very, very good season for us and what we've been able to put together. I was kind of expecting us to maybe make some trades right now, but I guess not. I mean, we have, of course, plenty of upgrades to do. We'll start with Walker here. We'll just try to make him into a scheme fit. But overall, I'm very excited for these type of rebuilds. Let me know down below if you guys are too. But being 7-0, I just did not expect this at all. So these are the contracts that we have to work out, and we only have $27 million to do so. So Josh Allen is available. Same with James Robinson, Evan Ingram, Marvin Jones. So, I mean, I guess there are actually a couple players that we could just trade for future capital. I mean, if we really wanted to. But I think the big name player that we just kind of have to give a contract to is Josh Allen. Let's see if he would just accept this contract here. And he agrees. So we keep Josh Allen on this team. I wanted him. He's a very good pass rusher, and I'm hoping that he will stay relevant over the next 5 seasons. For everyone else, I think if we want to make any sort of trades, we could. Though we are 7-0, so we might as well see if we can win a Super Bowl this season. So, I think right now I'm just going to kind of stand back. I don't know how many of these players I would even consider bringing back anyways. But let's go now sim to the postseason and see if we can maybe make a playoff run. And after the first season of simulating, we went 12-5. And we are, yes, in the wild card round after starting off 7-0. Now we did lose. We went, 5-5 throughout the rest of the season. This is something that I would not expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to do in real life. Let's see how we got here. Let's look at the stats. Let's go see what how good this playbook really is. I'm just using all the playbooks from whatever team that I inherit. So Trevor Lawrence, you know, close to 5,000 yards passing, 40 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Fantastic year for him. He looked very good out there. A 1,000-yard back with James Robinson with 5 touchdowns. ETN threw in also 5 with 300 rushing yards. Then Marvin Jones led us with 1,000 yards. Christian Kirk under 1,000. Evan Ingram under 1,000. Chenault 8, 8, and 8. And he led us in touchdowns, it looks like. So, I mean, overall, I mean, solid year passing. We got to get some, I think we got to get quality weapons for Trevor Lawrence. But overall, happy with the season that we had. We have 3 players with over 100 tackles. Josh Allen led us in sacks, which is very good. And then Smoot here, he had 24 tackles for loss, which is amazing. And then Darren Williams had 5 interceptions for our defense. So overall, a fantastic year. As let's go quickly through the awards. But yeah, I don't really know how I'm going to be setting up these rebuilds. Honestly, I'm kind of just probably every single rebuild might be a little different on how I'm presenting it to you guys. So please bear with me. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. But Tom Brady won MVP, Coach of the Year, Doug Peterson. Let's go. Josh Jacobs here. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year, or Offensive Player of the Year. Jesus Christ. Myles Garrett, Defensive. Breece Hall, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Derek Stingley, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Devin Lloyd, man, I really hope that he would have gotten it, but that's okay. Trevor Lawrence, though, best quarterback. That might get him up to X Factor, which would be great. No one else here, it looks like, for the Jags. Yep, so a couple awards, but hey, we are probably close to the number 1 seed, or we're playing the wild card round, so we're probably like the number 2. Yeah, so we're the number 2 seed, but we still are one of the best offenses. It looks like we have one of the best defenses, so I'm expecting us to go out there and win some games here, as it looks like we were one of the better defenses in terms of points per game and passing yards, or yardage. Offensively, about middle of the pack. We gotta get a little bit better there. But let's go through this playoff run. At the first playoff game, we won. We beat the LA Chargers 39-35. So now we play against the Buffalo Bills here. So let's go see who wins this game. Is my first rebuild, we're just gonna, first season, first everything, gonna make it to the Super Bowl? Okay, well, you know, we beat the Buffalo Bills 24-14. Let's go see if we can beat the Broncos. Well, okay, well, we are in the Super Bowl. We went 3-0 in the postseason, and now we are in the Super Bowl year. You know, I don't understand. I did not think that this is a playoff even team right now. I thought this would have been a much more of a difficult rebuild to start with, but I guess we're in the Super Bowl now. And before I get any sort of comments about, oh, did I do anything to the games or whatever, I have not touched anything here. This has just been complete simulating. I have no idea what the fuck's happening. So we are in the Super Bowl. We have a chance to end this series right here, right now. Let's hop into this game. It's because it's so early on, I'm going to be only playing the moments, but I'm not going to do anything. I probably won't even hop in. We'll just see what happens here. Well, year 1, we're in the Super Bowl. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Green Bay Packers. One franchise that has a ton of historics in terms of winning championships, as a Jags team that's only been around for about 20, 30 years, something like that. I don't remember. But let's go see if we'll win our first Super Bowl. Let's go see if Trevor Lawrence can bring it home for the Jacksonville Jaguars. As right now, let's skip this. It's a tie ball game here. We have a 3rd down. Not going to really do much of anything here. Still tied as we go up 3-0, which is great. As Green Bay is able to put up a touchdown. We're down by 4. Still down here. as we just made this game by a point. We went out down there, we scored a touchdown, which is great. Let's see if we can hold them. They got 3, so this game is 13. Now it's 17. I think there was a turnover or something. I'm probably not going to be hopping into this game just because we're so early in the franchise. I would like to have every team win a Super Bowl, but right now, this is giving me expectations that we can probably make it to a Super Bowl multiple times. But right now, the ball game's 20-16 as it's ending the fourth quarter. Midway through, we scored a touchdown, but Green Bay quickly scored 27-23 right now. I think we just put up a field goal. Yeah, we're down by a point. We need the ball back. Did we get it? I can't tell. I don't even know who has the ball. And we did put up a point. I think we just got a field goal. And in year 1 of this series, in the first season, in the first everything, we won the Super Bowl. I guess stop the video here, stop the recording here. The Jacksonville Jaguars have won a Super Bowl. I mean, this is the easiest team, I guess, to rebuild here in Madden 23. I have no idea. I literally was like, oh, this team has had the first overall pick the last 2 draft classes. Might as well rebuild them. But they went out there, they won the Super Bowl. So I guess this is episode over right here, right now. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. We'll go through all 5 years. But hey, let's go make a dynasty here in Jacksonville. Well, let's go quickly check out the roster and see if there's any change in terms of development after year 1 of winning the Super Bowl. I think Trevor Lawrence has a chance to go to X Factor. He did not, though. So Lawrence is not an X Factor. Evan Ingram, though, went up to superstar development. I remember that. And nothing else for the offense. Defensively, I don't really see any changes. Maybe Devin Lloyd. Did Lloyd have normal dev? I don't remember. Yeah, he went up to star development, so that's fantastic. So we have him going up a development trade overall. Hey, you know what? This bad team went out there, win a championship. I don't think I need to do too much more to help this team out, but we'll try. Well, right here, right now, this is the reciting phase. We have $21 million to work with, and you know, James Robinson, I just think we turn to Travis Etienne here. For Evan Ingram, I think we can find a younger tight end. Marvin Jones, we don't need. I think we can let these players go. You know, maybe someone else we bring back. Maybe I'll find a way to make some cap room. But right here, right now, I mean, we just won the Super Bowl, and I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be OP now in this game, so it doesn't really matter what I do. So overall, not going to do much here. Let's move to free agency and see the free agency pool. So right here, right now, you know, they got Derwin James out here, Tom Brady, Devontae Davis, Kareem Hunt. You know, is there any players that we should probably immediately target? I mean, you know, we could go after Tremaine Edmonds. He would not be a bad option, I guess. But let's go check out the roster and let's go see where we can really improve. Well, looking at this roster right now, I mean, we have Travis Etienne at running back. He'll just be our primary runner. I really like Travis. I think he's gonna be a good runner in this league. But I mean, I guess wide receiver, you know, Zane Jones, we probably could get a replacement over. Tight end, probably some offensive line help, but who knows what we do there. Defensively, I would say our linebackers are pretty set. We should consider finding a number 1 corner and some defensive line help. I don't think we're going to be too busy here in free agency. Maybe there will be a couple moves here and there. Though I am going to be making a couple cut casualties and probably some trades too. Roy Robinson Harris here, I'm going to cut to save $5 million. So I'm going to be making a couple contract offers here. Akeem Hicks, I would like for him to come in here and kind of help our defensive line a little bit. Irv Smith to become our new starting tight end. I think he'll be a solid addition. And Juwan Taylor here, you know, he was our tackle last year, and hopefully he can come back and be our tackle for this year. So after doing one of our advances, I guess, I don't know really how to call them, it looks like Hicks decided to not sign with us. I don't know where he's signed to. He signed with the Broncos, so let's go do that again, and let's go see if we get any more of our targets as we turn to my signings. And I guess I didn't get anyone because I just made some bad free agency signings. I have no idea. Or I did. I have no idea. Let's go check my signings. No one. I have no idea. So no, we didn't sign anyone. That's okay though. We're a good team. We'll build through the draft, I guess. And welcome to the draft, everyone. I haven't really paid any bit of attention to who's out there and who's not. I'm really kind of just delegating this to the game. But it looks like there's a lot of good quarterbacks in this draft class. We have 8 that could go into the first round. There's some running backs, some wide receivers, actually not really that many. But overall, I think we're going to go BPA in this draft class. Maybe we can find a good offensive lineman here in the first round. Overall, these draft classes, as they are all auto-generated, I'm just going to kind of go best player available, try to get a couple hidden depth players and see what we can do. Especially now that we have the 32nd overall pick, we'll see what we can make out of it. So here, with our first draft pick, we're going to go with Timmy Coleman. He's a strong safety. Really like how he's a bit of a hybrid, and hopefully he can come out here and being our new starting strong safety as he comes out with 90 speed and hidden development. Exactly what we're looking for here. We just want hidden dev players to make some changes on our defense and offense. Here in the second round, we're just going to go with the best defensive lineman available. I think Trayvon Davis here. He's 22 years old. He has good finesse rushing. He's the only player with an A finesse, or in any sort of moves. He won't have good power moves, but who cares? He's the pick. He's coming out here with hidden developments, 84 strength, 80 speed. He's going to come out here and probably play a very good role on our defense. We needed to bring in a defensive lineman, and hopefully he's going to come out here with 70-some-ish overall. We'll probably kick him into one of the end spots for our defense, but I'm very happy with this selection here. Here in the third round, we're going to go with Joe Hernandez here, who has, he's an athletic tight end. He has that A catching. I'm just hoping he's going to come out here and potentially be our starter. He will be the selection. He has normal dev, 82 speed, probably not a greatest selection, but overall, I'm pretty okay with this. Some of these draft picks I will not be taking here. I'm going to be done here. I'm probably going to end up just picking my first 3 draft picks just to continue the speed up the process of this episode. I don't want this to be like a 3-hour long episode, and I know myself, I can start talking and it's just gonna end up into a gigantic rant here. But let's go check out the draft recap. Let's go see a couple of our players and then whatever the CPU drafted. So Timmy Coleman here, hey, he's a 76 overall hidden dev. Really liking this selection here. He'll come out here, be our day 1 starting strong safety. For Davis here, we'll probably kick him to the outside here to defensive end. I'll do that right now. Hoping that he can just come out here, just be a quality starter for us. He was a 69 overall, and he stays a 69, so that's nice. Joe Hernandez here, 68, not too bad. Might be our day 1 starting at tight end. A little bit of an injury concern, but that's okay. We drafted a fullback here in the 4th round. And then a couple higher 60s, no one lower than a 65 it looks like, so that's very good. And then let's go see in this draft class if there was anyone that we could have drafted, if this was really a strong class or whatever. I mean, there were 2 80s overall, so that's very good. Yeah, I mean, overall, very good draft class, actually. I've seen much worse here in Madden 23, but happy to see the Giants drafting a quarterback. So this will be the team for year 2 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still probably need a little help on the offensive line. Probably mostly at center and tackle. We'll go with the rookie here, Joe. But here in the later rounds, the CPU drafted Julius Sullivan here, who is a very interesting playmaker. I don't know what round they drafted him in, but he's a hidden dev player who will probably have star development. We'll give him the opportunity to become starting wide receiver. Obviously, ETN's the new starting running back. And this is how the defense will look. Not too many changes. We added Davis and Coleman to the defense, and that's really about it. A couple players I've added just for the mentorship aspect. That's about it. That's usually what I do when I have a lot of younger players. But, you know, defensive line help, probably at end, and maybe a soon enough safety and another corner eventually will probably be what we should be targeting in this up and coming draft class. But yeah, let's get into year 2 here and let's go see if we can repeat. Well, as we're simulating halfway through the season, we're right now 3-4. Kind of something that I expected last season to start off with, but hey, we're 3-4 right now. We're not looking too good, but this division is right now tight. I mean, every team is right around 500. You know, overall wise, you know, we can definitely try to come back in this division potentially. And we'll see if we can. Let's go check out some of the contracts that we have to deal with. $55 million to work with. Shaquan Griffin here. He's a solid corner, though he's old. He's 28 years old. Brennan McManus here. And then some other players. I don't really actually think there's anything really to do here. It's just, you know, do we keep Laviska Shenault? You know, he's a playmaker for our team. I mean, other than that, I just don't think that we have too many. I mean, some offensive lineman help, I guess. There's not too many big major decisions. I mean, the only thing that we could do is sit back and maybe try to trade and get some draft capital, which I would be willing to do. Shenault would be a player that I would be willing to trade, even just to get a 3rd or 2nd round draft pick potentially. I don't know just yet. I'll think about it. So we have decided to make a trade here. Chason, Hamilton, and Agnew all to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are projected to have the 32nd overall draft pick in the first round, so the last pick of the first round. We're going to trade all 3 of these players to get this pick. Not really giving up on this season, just mostly these players are expiring contracts that I'm just not thinking we're going to be able to make. So let's get a first round draft pick. We'll put some younger starters out there, though there are 2 signings that I do want to make right now. And that is to Laviska Shenault, who is 24 years old with star depth, that I think he's going to develop very nicely. He only wants a 3-year, $20 million type of contract. I'm going to bump this up to the more player-friendly, just to make it a little bit higher, and see if he signs. He does, so I'm very happy to keep Shenault. And then Griffin here. Griffin is just a solid number 1 corner. I'll bump up the money just a tad. And see if he will come back. And Griffin, that's exactly what he wanted. So we kept 2 guys. Everyone else will probably just go to free agency. We can probably do better with all of them. But overall, 3-4, unlikely we'll make the playoffs, but we'll see. You never know with Trevor Lawrence. So I don't really know what the heck's happening. Year 1, we went 12-5. We won 3 playoff games and won the Super Bowl. And now in year 2, we went 3-14 and bottom dwellers of the AFC South. I don't understand right now this logic here. Let's go. Did we go from the 32nd overall pick to now holding the 1st overall pick? We did. I think that's the first time in NFL history. I could be wrong. Fact check me on that. What the hell happened this season? I mean, did we just not do anything? I guess. Oh, well, there it is. Trevor Lawrence, 28 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. I mean, that's a terrible year for him. Didn't have any sort of running game. Turning to Travis Etienne might have not been the best idea. Christian Kirk over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. Joe Hernandez here over 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. Hey, that's a fantastic year for a rookie tight end. Shenault, who had a solid year, 8-4. And then Zay Jones here, 7-5. Solid year. Not too bad, I guess, but very disappointing. Josh Allen led us in sacks, and then Griffin led us in interceptions. So happy about all of that. So, you know, bad season. Let's just put this behind us and get into year 3. So let's quickly look at some awards here. Joe Burrow, MVP. Zach Taylor, Coach of the Year. And then we'll just go through the AFC. Joe Mixon, Offensive Player of the Year. Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Year. Terry Warner here, Offensive Rookie of the Year. So Joe here missed out. That's unfortunate. Jeffrey Johnson, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Joe Burrow, Best Quarterback. Best Running Back, Mixon. Diggs, and I don't think we're gonna have anyone representing our team. So yet again, let's just go back to the drawing book. Let's put together, we have the first overall pick, we have 2 first-round draft picks in this up-and-coming draft class, and let's go check out some of the hidden dev players, and if anyone else went up a development. Looks like offensively, I don't know if it happens this week or next week, but it looks like, wow. So I do have, what's it called? The development traits off, or not off, on them going down and up. So Twan Davis here, who we drafted in the 2nd round, did have hidden dev. So he, I assume, had star development and then went down to normal, which is definitely big. I guess he didn't play this year. I don't know if I set it up correctly. But Terry Coleman here, I think he also went, he came down as star dev. Did he come up or down? Actually, no, he was superstar and we lost it, of course. You know what? Okay, you know what? This has just been an awful year too. Let's just get out of it, please. Thank you. Now, Ben Branch here, we are in the re-signing phase here. He's 25 years or 26 years old. He's a solid guard. I mean, I would like to keep him for the rest of this rebuild. He's star dev. He'll be a solid contributor. Signed a 4-year contract. We still have $36 or $39 million to work with. Let's go out there and try to make a big free agency move and see if we can do anything with it. We will be moving off of some players. So Jones here, who is being paid a lot of money here. We're going to save $7 million. Zane Jones has been cut. I think there's going to be a couple more players that I want to get off this roster just because we're paying them so much money. I mean, Cam Robinson here, he's being paid so much money, but he's a solid, he will be our solid tackle for the next few seasons. In terms of everyone else, I don't think there's really any other room. I mean, maybe we try to move off of this kid, this veteran here. I'm sorry, I do not know how to pronounce his name. Darren Williams, he would be maybe another player. He's 31 years old. Maybe try to get another 1st-round draft pick. Maybe that's what we try to accomplish. Just stock up on draft picks now and try to have a big draft class. Let's do that. And like I was saying, this is not a full-on realistic rebuild, but this is also not a full-on unrealistic rebuild. This is just, if I was the Jags, this is what I would be doing to clear cap and try to get some more talent on the team. But I mean, it's not unrealistic, but it's going to be kind of unrealistic in and of itself. I don't care that it's in division. We're going to trade some veterans to the Houston Texans for the 25th overall pick. They have 2 first-round picks. Might as well give us 1. So that now gives us 3 first-round draft picks to work with. We have to win another Super Bowl. I want to win another Super Bowl. If that gives us a ton of money now to work with, we're now sitting right around $75 million to work with. Let's go out there and just make some moves here. I mean, Justin Jefferson would definitely be a player I would be interested in bringing in. Actually, he's probably the player I'm going to go after. Yeah, I want Justin Jefferson on this roster. We'll give him a big contract here, very player friendly. Hopefully this motivations will come in clutch. No one's even targeting him. I don't care. I want Justin Jefferson on this roster. He will be one of the players that can move the needle for our team. We do need some offensive line help here, and there are plenty of players out here. We could go after any sort of them. Defensive line help is definitely one. Maybe we go after either Ed Oliver or Derek Brown just to solidify this defensive line. Or maybe we go after a corner. We do need a number 1 corner. We just moved off of one of our starters. Trayvon Diggs here is out there. He's 24 years old. He's the youngest corner. Maybe we go after Diggs and just make a very big competitive offer. Yeah, let's go after Diggs. Let's bring in 2 very highly talented defensive players overtopping the Falcons right now. We do need a free safety too, but I think we can fill that in the draft. The last move I guess we could go after is an offensive lineman. Maybe go after a tackle or a guard. Sure, Kelsey, come to Jacksonville. Finish your career here in Jacksonville. You know what? It's cold up in Philly. Come to the warm Jacksonville air. Take this $14 million a season. And these will be the big 3 contracts we go after. Hopefully we get all 3 of them, because they could change the direction of this rebuild. And we got all 3. We got Justin Jefferson, Trayvon Diggs, Jason Kelsey. We have solidified the offensive line, the secondary, and the receivers. So there's no excuses. We also have 3 first-round draft picks entering into this draft class, and hopefully with all 3 of them, which I might not use all 3 during this during the draft, but hey, we can go out there now. We can probably go after another good tackle, maybe upgrade a tight end, maybe upgrade even at running back. Travis Etienne struggled. Help out the defensive line a little bit. Griffin went up to superstar dev, so that's something that's new. Get another corner on this roster, and we're going with the 2 young off-ball linebackers. Let's go to the draft and see what we can do. And here we are in the NFL draft, and yes, we went from having the 32nd overall pick to having the 1st overall pick in a draft class. So this is such a weird rebuild already, and this is not really the most talented draft class. Overall, I don't really set these up too well. I think I have to take this a little bit more seriously in terms of drafting. But quarterbacks, not really looking for. Running backs, I mean, there's probably a few out there that are good. I have not really seen too many talented receivers in this draft class. But I really think that we either go in the well of the defensive line, or we go to the offensive line here to really kind of solidify those 2 spots here. I was looking at corner to see if there was anyone, and there's really no one that's like deserving of the 1st overall draft pick, and I wouldn't draft a safety here either. Now, Damon Cobb here, he was a player that's on my board. I think he probably would be the player that I would draft if I'm going to hold on to this pick. Unfortunately, I did not look at the mock drafts, but he's an excellent athlete. He has excellent skills, you know, both A and B. You know what? Let's draft Cobb here with the 1st overall pick. Defensive tackle going 1st overall. Cobb is a selection. He has 92 strength, hidden development. He's going to come out here and be hopefully a day 1 starter for our defense. We continue to help out our defense. I think that's the only thing I know how to draft in Madden. I have no idea how to draft offensive players. You guys can see both my Falcons and my Jets rebuilds. I have no idea what the heck I'm doing with the offense. Most of the time, I just kind of hope for the best and just draft pass rushers and see what really works and what doesn't. But in terms of the rest of this draft class, I mean, there's still some offensive linemen available. Let's see Jason Davis here. You know, he has A and B in terms of run and pass blocking. Where's his strength? It's only good. You know, that's not the best, but maybe he could be an option here with the 25th pick. I think right here we're going to take Bill Thomas here. He has okay strength. I don't know really what solid strength means, but he's an athletic tackle here who might be able to convert to guard if needed. But he has that A pass blocking. I'm just hoping that his run block is at least, hopefully it's a C. But Thomas is the draft pick here. He's going to have 85 strength with his, which is good enough for me, with also hidden depth. So this is an excellent draft pick here. We might move him to right tackle. I didn't really like the right tackles, but I'm hoping that he can come in here and be also a day 1 starter. That's kind of what we're hoping for. Now we have back-to-back draft picks here, and you know, it's kind of still kind of going best player available in my opinion. With this next selection here, you know, we could draft a running back if we really wanted to. I did not pick up the 5th-year option for Travis Etienne. I just don't think he warranted it. You know, we brought in Justin Jefferson. I really don't think we need to go out there and draft a wide receiver. And maybe we stay kind of young at tight end, and if we need to, we just double up on offensive line here and then draft like a defensive, like, safety or something here with our next selection. But we do need a safety, and Justin Stanley here, 21 years old, B zone coverage, B hit power. He has a strong safety. I'll just convert him to free safety, but he will be the selection here. He does, though, has normal dev. He has 90 speed, which really what I was looking for was solid speed here. I think he will make a solid transition over to free safety. So now we have 2 young safeties. We've added some good offensive line help and defensive line help. I think with this next selection, we should go running back here. just because we do kind of need it. Just because I'm not thinking we're going to keep Travis Etienne long term. Well, here with the next selection, we're going to take Will Spillman here, 22 years old, but he ran a 4.3 and then at his pro day a 4.25. Of course we're gonna take him. We're gonna go with speed here. He has 94 speed, normal dev, that's okay. Let's hope that he just has good enough running back skills to help out the team. And then here with the third round pick, the last selection I'll be making is going to be Colin Parsons here. He's actually a first or a second round talent at offensive line. We'll either move him to somewhere across the O-line if needed. He has normal dev, 85 strength, solid selection here. And that's going to be year 2's draft class. You know, overall, happy with the selections that we were able to make. We were able to hopefully get a little younger at certain positional groups that we don't need to pay long term, because Trevor Lawrence's contract's coming up and we just went out there and spent big money. So hopefully with some of these selections here, we were able to make some good picks here. But hey, Cobb came down here as a 79 overall. Very happy with that selection. Bill Thomas 72, Stanley 74, Spillman 73, Parsons here 62. Okay, bad pick there, but Nick here, I mean, hey, hidden dev wide receiver, we got to give him an opportunity. He's not going to beat you down the field, but he will be an excellent slot receiver, so that's good, I guess. And then a few other solid draft picks here. Very happy with this. We will move Julius Stanley here to free safety, but let's see the draft class, see if there's any players that I should have just drafted. I had the first pick, so did I take the best player in the class? I did. So you know what? I think I did my job here by helping out the team, getting the best player available. So this will be the team entering into year 3. We still have Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. Probably not going to be moving on of him, but Travis Etienne is here. CPU again drafted me a hidden dev running back here, Ruben Hamilton here, who has okay ratings, catching though for running back, but hidden dev probably come out as star. But let's see if Justin Jefferson can take this offense hopefully to the next level. We just need to find some consistency here. We have a lot of younger talent in the back end. This might be the last year I actually even keep Christian Kirk. You know, he's a good receiver and all, but you know, he's being paid a lot of money and it's not that good. We're hoping the improvements with Kelsey and Bill Thomas here, who's gotten a ton of upgrades because of Brandon Sheriff, will help out the offensive line. And then defensively, I mean, we're hoping that Cobb can come in here and be a solid pass rusher for our team, as well as, you know, we're going youth at inside linebacker and Stanley and 2 young safeties. So hopefully the secondary can play better and we can get some victories here. We just kind of need to stay healthy this season. So let's get to the midway point of this season and see what we can do. And that's more like it. We're right now halfway through the season and we are 5-1, sitting first place comfortably right at this moment in time in the AFC South. So far so good. Hopefully we can keep this up here. Let's go check out the players that we need to negotiate with. How much money do we have? $95 million. So we have Brandon Sheriff, Griffin's again a free agent here, Matt Ryan, Kelsey, and you know, some good players. You know, Travis Etienne, actually he doesn't even want that much money. Jason Campbell here, who's a young corner. He's definitely a player that intrigues me here. There's a lot of good players here, some depth players that we probably should keep, but we have a few of the bigger offensive lineman decisions here. Right now, I don't think I'm going to make any certain moves, and we're not going to make any certain trades, though. The one that I'm going to have to sit here and really consider is, do we give Etienne a contract? I think the only way I give him a contract is if he breaks 1,000 yards this season. Other than that, we drafted Will Spillman here in the early stages of the second round this past year. I'm more than happy to go with him and just ride out with a younger back, but for right now, we won't make any sort of contract decisions. So after that 5-1 start, we finished the year 12-5, and we are the #1 seed in the AFC. We have a first round bye this year. That is awesome. Very happy to see that. Fantastic bounce back season, exactly what we really needed. Let's go check out some stats here and we'll check out some of the awards. But Trevor Lawrence had a bounce back season, 40 touchdowns, 12 INTs, very good season for him, almost 5,000 yards passing. Travis Etienne, 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. I said, if he had 1,000 yards, I would definitely highly consider him. Not getting 4 yards a carry definitely concerns me, but happy with his season. Will added in 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, 1,500 yards, 13 touchdowns. Kirk's with 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns. Joe Hernandez here with 900 yards and 6 touchdowns. Chenault had a bad year, 8 touchdowns. Very happy though with the addition to Justin Jefferson though. Let's check out the defense here. We had a couple 100 yards tacklers. Josh Allen led us with tackles for loss and led us in sacks. Gotta get the sack production up. Maybe moving to a 4-3 4-3 defense would help out. I don't know. Diggs with 3 interceptions here. We got to see Coleman with 2, Stanley with 2. So want to see those interceptions up, but happy with the year. Let's go see some yearly awards. Burrow won MVP. Doug Peterson, Coach of the Year. So let's go. Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year is TJ Watt. Taylor Sherman, Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think we had any offense. Will, I guess, would have been in there. And we did not have the Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's unfortunate. Burrow, Best Quarterback. Taylor, Best Running Back, with Elijah Moore, Best Receiver. Beating out Justin Jefferson, which is a surprise. And I don't think we're going to actually have any rewards. So, hey, we went out there, we just won football games. We don't need these awards for specific players. We just went out there and won football games. That's okay with me. Let's go check out any sort of development traits. Let's see if there's any changes to the roster. We had a few. So Hamilton didn't get anything. Not seeing too much. I do have injuries on. I don't really know. Cobb came out with star dev, which is unfortunate. Really was hoping for superstar or at least, but star is solid enough, I guess. But that's about it. Let me know down below if you guys would like for me to have regression for the development traits on or off. I'm more than happy to turn it off. I don't really kind of care. And let me know down below if you guys would like for me to turn off injuries, just so that we know that the players that we're drafting actually do play when we play them. Let me know down below. And let me know down below also if you guys are so far enjoying this. But let's go see the playoffs. So we are in the first round in the divisional round for us. We will be playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's sim past this week here. And let's go see if we beat the Chiefs. Hopefully we do. And we are 1-and-done this year, though. We were one of the best teams in this league. And we're 0-1. So right here, right now, though, we have won the Super Bowl in year 1. But so far, we've yet to win a playoff game since then. So let's get to the off season. Let's go see if we can put together some better roster to try to do it all over again. So checking out if there's any more development increases before we get to the re-signing phase. I mean, the 2 young players with Hamilton and Clayton both went down in regression. No one else really did. But Timmy Coleman, our first ever draft pick, he went back up to superstar development. He started with that, then went back down to star dev. I think Diggs also went up to superstar dev, and Griffin lost his. Let's see if Diggs, though, went up a development trait. He did. So Diggs went up, Griffin went down, and it's all over the fucking place. But let's go see re-signing players. We have a lot of decisions to make. I think Kelsey did decide to retire, so center is becoming a need. But we have $99 million to work with. Brandon Sheriff is probably a player I would like to bring back just to kind of keep, not just even continuity, it's just more that he's a very good player and we shouldn't let good players walk. So Brandon Sheriff, let's try to bring him back here. He has a lot of interest in coming back. We'll increase this offer a little bit, maybe to make it about $14 million. And Brandon Sheriff resigns. So we got him back. We still have 85. We do have to remember, Trevor Lawrence's contract is coming up next season. So we do have to keep money aside here. So we can't just go out here and pay everyone again. But Griffin here, we're going to kind of run him to the ground. I would like to keep him, you know, these 1-year contracts I feel very comfortable making. So 1 year, $12 million. Happy to keep Griffin here. We drafted his replacement, Travis Etienne. I mean, for $3 million a year, Etienne might be just kind of a steal to keep on this roster. Taysom Campbell, kind of the same type of idea, but it's $4 million. We're going to move off of Cam Robinson, absolutely. So yeah, I think the only two decisions we have to make is to Etienne and Campbell. Two starters, two players that make some plays for our team. And I'm willing to give these contracts to them. So we'll bump up the money a little bit for Campbell, and he stays on this team. He'll be a solid corner. It makes me not have to worry about it. And then for Travis, we'll bump it up just a tad. And then Etienne stays. So we still have our running back for the future. You know, we have a good two-headed monster there. $65 million in cap space. So any big 1-year contracts we can go out there and do. Maybe not too many multi-year deals. And we're in a good spot. But as we're entering into this free agency pool and we're entering into this year 4, which we have 2 more seasons to go through, you know, I'm trying to win another Super Bowl here. I mean, do we keep Christian Kirk just because he's a good player? He's in his last year of his deal, but we could get another draft pick to maybe do something with it. But I mean, in terms of offensive needs, I mean, I think we have enough young, talented receivers to continue to build around. Maybe we just need to add a center and a tackle. You know, I think defensively, probably a defensive line help. You know, we have 2 guys that I like, but other than that, maybe an off-ball linebacker because these 2 are entering into their contract seasons. That's about it. One thing to note here, Walker here, kind of been a disappointment. He's been a 6-sack player all season long or throughout his entire career, and that's kind of been a disappointment. So just for a note here, you know, it's kind of just been Josh Allen carrying the pass rush. Let me know down below if you guys think that I should, if the pass rush is not working, if I should change it from a 3-4 to a 4-3. For right now, for this episode, I'm just not going to do so. But let me know down below what you guys think. But let's go check out this free agency pool. Defensive line help, offensive line help is probably a need. We have about $65-ish million to work with. You know, there's a lot of good talent here. Aaron Donald is out there. I mean, we would be dumb not to go after him, I would assume. But you know, overall, I don't really know. Let's go check this out a little bit. But Chris Godwin's out there. There's a lot of talent. I really enjoy these free agency pools now. There's a lot of good players that you can always go after. It's very enticing to do so. But I mean, in terms of offense and defense, I mean, defensive line is probably the biggest need. And of course, Donald would be a day 1 starter. I don't know who to go after. So we're going to be making 3 offers here. We're going to go after Aaron Donald, David Andrews, and BJ Hill. I'm hoping that we can get all 3 of these guys. All 3 of these guys are on 1-year deals, and we'll see if we can get any of them. And it looks like we only signed BJ Hill. So Donald is no longer available. Same with David Andrews. That does leave Eric McCoy, who would be my next option that I would go after, though he does want a 3-year contract. The question is, do I really want to pay an offensive lineman? McCoy's a good player. Let's go after McCoy. We'll bump this contract up a tad. See if he can come in here and become a starter. I don't even know if he likes the contract. What team are we again? The Jags? I don't even see us there. Who knows if that contract will work. For tackle, Christian Darrisaw probably would be another option. He has 0 bids right now. I mean, if we can bump down this contract actually a little bit and have a solid left tackle for the next few seasons, we'll go after Christian Darrisaw. Might as well. I'm just fucking up his name. But we got BJ Hill. We added defensive line depth, so let's go see if we can get either of these 2 offensive linemen as we did not. So we have one more of this moving forward, and Christian has more interest now. We did not get McCoy, so offensive line help we'll address that in the draft. We have draft capital. We have a couple of draft picks. We'll just bump this up. So we'll go after Christian. We'll see if we can get him. So we did not get Christian. So right now it's just BJ Hill. Is there really any other offensive linemen out there that we could come in here and just kind of start for us? I mean, we're kind of in a desperate mode here, and I don't know if we're gonna find 2 starting caliber offensive linemen. Ah, man. If we go back to the will of Cam Robinson, he has 1 offer. You know what? Let's take our chances here. I think we'll be able to find something. Let's just go to the draft and see what we can do. As now we are in the NFL draft, we have the 28th overall pick, and in this draft class, I'm not looking to move up. I'm not going to do any of that. But definitely offensive and defensive line help. I think I'm going to say that throughout every series, probably. I did look at a few. I don't even know if they gave me the full thing. So Carlos Brackens here, definitely a player that intrigues me. Hopefully he falls to us. He has A, pass, and B, run blocking. He would be the player that I would draft. I don't know if he's going to fall to us. We'll see if he does. He's definitely a player that I'm intrigued with. And then on the defensive line, Jeff Bates here. He definitely intrigued me. And there was a right tackle that I looked at too. Yes, it was Brooks Stanbirch here. Yet again, maybe more of a run supporter, but hey. We have 2 tackles prospects that I would like to draft here. So let's go sim to our pick. Let's get someone to help out our offense or defensive line. And then let's get into year number 4. So Carlos here is still on the board here at 28th. I'm absolutely going to draft him. He's our new starting left tackle, and he's coming out here with hidden development here. We've been hitting on these hidden devs throughout this whole franchise. 21 years old. He'll be a day 1 starter. So that's awesome right there. And now let's go sim to our next selection here, and let's go see who else is there. We'll draft, yet again, probably the best player available, just to continue to help out this team. And here in the 2nd round, we're going to go with Courtney Gilmore here, who has solid finesse moves, solid tackle. He'll be a good pass rusher. We'll bring him in here. Normal dev will be a potential starter, potential backup. Who knows? That's the draft here, entering into year 4. Let's go check out this team. It's not as exciting as the last draft class we had, but hopefully, with not as much changes and just kind of keeping the core group together, that we can continue to win. That's really what I'm hoping for. So let's go check out this draft class. Really didn't make that many moves in this year's off season. Carlos, 75 overall. Got a couple high 60s here. Drafted a quarterback apparently, and a tight end. A couple good players here. Let's go see if there was any player that was right around our draft picks that we should have drafted instead. This might have been a weaker draft class, and it kind of was. We did get a good player. There was a good running back, but I mean, overall wise, I don't know. I mean, Kevin here probably would have been a good pick too, but we got a tackle, which is way more important in my opinion in terms of simulating for offensive line. So very happy. So this will be the team entering into year 4. A little bit of a downgrade in terms of the offensive line, but hey, we have a rookie there. We've added some solid players. ETN still a starter. It's a good back half. And then defensively, I mean, hey, we're expecting big seasons from Cobb, Davis, and the rest of this team. These will be the specialists. BJ Hill is going to be a starter. Excited for this year. Let's get another first round bye, and let's go win another championship. That's what we need to do. And halfway through this season, right now we're 3-4, first place of this division. So who the hell knows what's gonna happen the rest of the way this year? Is this just gonna be every even number year that we just do terrible? Who knows? Let's go check out some of the free agency pool. I know Trevor Lawrence is out there, and we got to give him this big contract. Christian Kirk. and a few other players on this team. But the big contract that we have to give out is to Trevor Lawrence. I'm just gonna, of course, give him this contract here. Any future contracts, okay, he wants more money, we'll give you more money. Kirk, for right now, I don't know if I'm gonna give him this contract. You know, he's 29 years old. This is basically his ceiling right here. It's an 87 overall. For the rest of the players, Brandon Sheriff, we'll see what happens after regression. Same with Griffin here. For everyone else, I mean, Chad here, Boomlala, you know, he's a good player. Maybe we keep him, maybe not. Yeah, I think for right now, though, we'll sim the next week and see if Trevor Lawrence will accept another contract. So good news, we did beat the 7-0 Las Vegas Raiders, but what we're really here for is to try to extend our franchise quarterback. So Trevor, please accept this contract here. We'll bump this up a lot, and you know, we'll make that 28, we'll make this 15. I'm gonna accept this contract. Any future deals will not be met here. So wait, does that mean he declined? I don't understand. Let's sim one more week and see if we can offer him another contract. Well, hey, the Jacksonville Jaguars just kind of keep winning here. Okay, Trevor, we just won 2 games here. We beat the Bengals, we beat the Raiders. You know, I'm willing to give you more money here. How about, you know, a base salary of about $40 million a year? There you go. I need a bigger offer to overcome this team not being a fit for me. What the fuck? Okay, Trevor, you know what? I might just do the Kirk Cousins shit on you and just franchise tag you. I'm more in that boat right now. Let's sim to the playoffs. So here in year 4, we did win the division. We went 11-6, so we went on a little bit of a winning streak here. So that's fantastic. The number 1 first place in the division. We're 2nd place in the conference, which is fantastic. Let's just go check out some stats here. Hopefully we did good. Let's go see Trevor Lawrence's year. I mean, over 4,000 yards passing, 39 touchdowns, 7 INTs. Very good year. Happy to see that. Travis Etienne, a down season, but pretty much his type of year anyways. 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, a consistent 1,500-yard receiver with 14 touchdowns. Christian Kirk, under 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. Joe Hernandez here, 900 yards and 10 touchdowns. Chenault, 600 yards and 6 touchdowns, and no one else really stood out here. Defensively, it looks like Josh Allen popped off this year with 14 sacks. But Damon Cobb here with 12.5. With Walker here having probably his best year here with the tackles for loss included here. Did he lead the team? No, Cobb did. And then Diggs led us with 3 interceptions. So very good season, consistent year. This is what we kind of expected. Let's go check out the awards. Dak Prescott MVP. We won Coach of the Year. This is actually our 3rd Coach of the Year. Mixon, Offensive Player of the Year, with Khalil Mack, Defensive Player of the Year. Martin Temple here, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Trevor Shelby here, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Best Quarterback. Burrow, excuse me. Mixon was the running back, but Trevor Lawrence, runner-up. Justin Jefferson, Best Wide Receiver. Taylor, Offensive Lineman of the Year. Mack, Linebacker of the Year. Myles Garrett. So far, yet again, no one for us. It's just our coach. It's just Doug Peterson. He's the only one who's winning awards. We're just winning football games. So let's go auto sim all of these upgrades here. I probably should just turn that to automatic anyways. But let's go see if we can go on a little bit of playoff run here. Here in the wild card round, what do we do here? And we're 1 and done. Okay. You know what? What the hell? So right here, right now, since year 1, we have yet to win a playoff game. We have won the division twice since then, but entering now into year 5, this is a make it or break it season for us, and I'm gonna go all in. We're gonna go all in. Before any of the re-signings, our first round tackle was a star dev tackle, but Joe Hernandez went up to star development. That's fantastic here. Don't see any other development changes here. Defense, Cobb went up to superstar. Diggs went up to X Factor. And then Walker went up to actually superstar. So that's very good. That's exactly kind of what we need here. But now entering into the last year of this rebuild, we need to now go all in. So let's go check out these contracts here. If there's anyone that we want to keep, of course. We have Trevor Lawrence here, who's just not wanting to accept our contract. I'm going to offer him one more big deal. We'll bump it up to as much money as I am kind of willing to go here. And he wants to test free agency, and I say no. How much is this? $52 million? Big deal. We'll have $99 million entering into free agency. Christian Kirk. You know what, Kirk? Thank you for your services. I'm not keeping you. Brandon Sheriff, definitely a player I want to keep on this team. Very good offensive lineman. Let's keep him for all 5 years of this rebuild. Happy to sign with this organization. Thank you, Brandon. You know what? You're the only one I like so far. Griffin, got to kind of consider him. Chad here, maybe we bring back for just continuity. Might as well. I can't pronounce his name. No idea. We'll offer him this 3-year contract. He thinks free agency is better for his career. Go right ahead. And then finally, we'll offer to Griffin here. He's a solid corner. Not going to make this any bigger contract, so he re-signs. And yeah, I think that's it. So we're going to enter into this free agency with about a little less than $80 million to work with. We're going to go all in. We're just going to bring in every big name free agent, I hope. So in this free agency period, you know, we need a wide receiver. We need a center. So that's 2 on the offensive side of the ball. We need an off-ball linebacker. We need help on the defensive line. I've said that every single year. And everything else is everything else. So let's go see what we can do. Let's go check out this free agency pool. We have $78 million to work with. Let's go make some big contracts. So these are the 5 contracts we're going to try to go get. Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Aaron Donald, Lane Johnson, and then we'll try to bring back Chad. Let's go see if we get any of these players to come to this roster. As right now we got Deebo Samuel, Aaron Donald, Lane Johnson, and we brought back our off-ball middle linebacker. We'll make this a bigger offer. Actually, we can't even make this a bigger offer here. So we'll see if McCaffrey comes to this team. I would love to see McCaffrey join us, and he does not. That's okay though. We got the big 4. We should be fine. Let's go into now the draft class, and let's try to add some more talent to this team, as this is going to be the last draft class here in this 5-year rebuild for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have the 24th overall pick. Let's go see the roster real quick before we make any sort of selections. I mean, I shuffled around the offensive line. We can just quickly generate the best off the best team, moving some players inside and out. I mean, right here, right now, I guess we could add a running back, maybe a wide receiver. I think we'll be okay with the offensive line. I think it's just continue going BPA. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Just if there's any rookie that could come in here and be a generational talent, I didn't really see anyone that I was willing to move up for. So we'll make the first 2 picks here in the first 2 rounds, and let's go see who we can add. So we're going to add here Cloud. You know, the Bengals really want him, but he has good man coverage, good zone, solid zone coverage, good press, 21 years old. Welcome to the team. You're going to have hidden development, 91 speed. Very happy with this selection here. Who knows if he will be a starter though, but hidden dev, it continues my streak at least drafting hidden dev players, so that's good at least. And this will be my last picking in this draft class. I kind of just went best player available. He looked like the most intriguing option to do. Here in the 2nd round, let's think. I mean, we could go after another defensive lineman, maybe try to upgrade. But overall wise, I think we're just going to go maybe off-ball linebacker if there's someone interesting. Let's see Jamie Casey here. Solid player. I mean, not too bad. Good speed. I mean, hell, let's draft Casey here. Casey here, 86 speed, solid strength, normal dev. But that will be the draft class. Last pick that I will select. But it's not about this draft class. It's about trying to win another Super Bowl. Because we did it in the year 1 with probably the worst team that we actually assembled. Maybe, you know. So hopefully this year we can go out there and win a Super Bowl. That's what we're trying to do. Let's go check out this recap real quick. So right here, we got some 70s. I mean, we got a good guard. I mean, overall, not a terrible draft class on my part. See this guard real quick. Jason Beckham. Hey, hidden dev guard, might as well draft him. Thank you, CPU. Why the heck does the CPU always draft so many hidden dev players? I have no idea. Let's go see if there's any player that I should have drafted or traded. I guess Andrew Minor here probably would have been the player that I should have gone after, but really no one else. I think we got really the best player on the board. I don't remember what selection. I guess Orlando Bow or Rowe here would have been the best selection. Who knows? Who cares? Let's get into year 5 and let's go win a Super Bowl. Thank you. So this will be the team for the last year. We brought in Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel. We're hoping that Travis Etienne will do something for this season. He's actually kind of been a disappointment. But we drafted a solid tight end in the first draft class. We've added some good offensive linemen. Defensively, we continue to add some quality players, added some safety help. Hopefully Walker here and Josh Allen can get some pressure this year with Aaron Donald on this team. Let's go out there. Let's go see what we can do. I think that's all we need to sit here and say. We went out here, we brought in a ton of talent, and we went 9-8 with almost a 90 overall team. No idea if I should have done anything differently. I simmed all the way to the end of the season. Let's just go see what the heck happened. No playoffs this year. We won 1 Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence went out there and threw over 5,000 yards, 53 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. You know, we had no running game. We had 3 1,000-yard receivers. I mean, how the heck did we not make the postseason? What? Aaron Donald, 17 sacks with Cobb with adding 10. I have no idea how we did not make the playoffs with that stat line. No idea. I think that says more than it needs to be. And even Trevor Lawrence didn't even make the MVP. Sam Darnold was over him. But that's this rebuild. You know, let's give you guys I'll give you guys a little bit of the recap of what happened. So year 1, we won the Super Bowl. Year 2, we went from best to complete worst. And then we had 2 years, we made the postseason, never won a playoff game, and then now in year 5, we didn't do anything. So guys, let me know down below what you guys thought of this episode. Definitely, as this is the first one on the channel, there's going to be changes on how I presented, how I'm going to be doing things. You know, I really do hope you enjoyed it. This was a lot of fun on my part, you know, sitting here and just doing these type of rebuilds. I'm going to be doing them with all 32 teams. There's a little bit of both realism and a little bit of non-realism within it. We did a lot of weird trades early on, and then I kind of stopped doing that. But hey, we won a Super Bowl. We technically got the goal. We just never won another playoff game since then. If you guys did like today's video, please leave a like, comment down below what you thought, and don't forget to subscribe. Let me know down below what you guys think which team I should do next. I'm not going to go through the entire list of from the draft order. I just start with the Jags because I felt like it, basically. But guys, again, I greatly appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.